Hello, it's me, Crazy Rebecca, Dances with Pitbulls. You thought I dropped off the face of the earth, didn't you? No, I just had a weird couple of weeks. I'll talk about it in a minute. First, let's look at this blue journal I got done. I beaded the spine and I figured out how to keep it nice and tight. I ran the thread through it twice. Like I doubled with this. I used this and I doubled like that. Actually used this bendy needle, which is really thin. And after I did one complete, I don't know what you call that. I brought it back up and I went back through the beads, back down, and I came and did it this way, and now it's nice and tight and very strong, and oh my gosh, why didn't I think about that before? Every day is an adventure. We're always learning, and how do you know if you don't try? And yes. So let's look. I used recycled strips of silk for the ties. I pulled out these papers. I made tags. I decided to put some paper dolls in there. And I have used these snippets from Tim Holtz. Thank you, Tim Holtz. I know you never pay attention to me, but that's okay. I used them not on every single page, but almost. I did some stamping. I found my colored paper clips. Well, these were in a different place, but I did find some. This was the inside of an envelope from Liza, Midnight Lizard. Sometimes I just clipped journaling cards on there. I have to go through, I'm afraid they're going to pull up a little bit, so I will go with my trusty handy dandy tacky glue and make sure everything is okay. This is so cool. This is a napkin I got at Tuesday morning. And this was long, so no. I actually added, okay, I did like a Frankenstein thing. Well, see, it's all covered up. Now I don't know what I did. Oh, this was, okay. This is scrapbook paper. And when I cut this part off, I sewed it onto this part. Yes, and it made this big long thing. And yes. That's the center, and that's the washi tape I used to hold my thread down, so I just left it on there. Somebody gave me these. I can't remember who now, but I used every single one of them. These are gel prints, of course. More of that envelope. More of the napkin and the beautiful butterflies. It's not really a butterfly journal, it just worked out that way. Okay, that's scrapbook paper. Another tag. Put my bee scrappy thing in there. I made this thing a long time ago. Sewed it on. Okay, I'm thinking Lynn did this, but I'm not 100% sure. Either Lynn or Kay did that. This, I think Mona sent this fabric to me, and I made little pockets out of them. I used a journaling card, and this was a business card. That is really pretty. So those are going in there. This was from Kay. This is a tuck spot. I learned how to make that from Patricia Viramontes. See, this is coming up, so just a little bit. You don't want to stick good on this paint. Journaling card. I don't know how that paint got there, but what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I made this a long time ago. I think that's also, I learned that from Patricia Viramontes. I'm going back through all her videos. I will put a link to her channel in the description box in case you guys haven't heard of her. She uses old book pages so well. She has so many ideas. Like, here's one. This was her idea. So I need to make up a bunch of these. Okay, this was a cutout. I can't remember where those came from. This was the middle, so here's my tape. Okay, at my chamber door, wanting to come off. I really like how this book turned out. Yes. She's doing something here. I don't know. I might add a little, I wish I had a little basket. Maybe I could find a basket somewhere. Okay, we're holding that. This is a tuck. No, this is not a tuck. It's just sewn on there. It could be a tuck. If you had something to tuck in there, tuck it. Is everybody stuck down? This was really pink, so I put napkin on it. And of course the pink still showed through, but oh well. One shiny butterfly here. This also I sewed on. This was from Kay. I sewed it to this to make it bigger, and Kay did this. Uh-oh. Oh, there was, how about that? There was two of them. That doesn't have a pearl, so let's glue this on top of it. That was odd. Somebody sent me this folder, and I cut a tag out of it because it went with my color scheme. These are kind of white. I don't know. It doesn't matter, right? I feel like that's going to come up. This, I put the stupid fleur-de-lis upside down because I was looking here. This is from Kay, and I glued that on there because I ripped the page, and so it turns out that this is upside down, but there, whatever. Another tag with the butterflies, the napkin. I like her. Using my Tim Holtz stuff. Some washi tape on the edge. A bird for no reason. really like that page. Kay did this. Stamped journaling card. Little Tim Holtz whatever. She really thought she meant it. And these little precious children. So this is quite a fun book. And I'm glad it's done. I guess I'll leave that guy. He was kind of a placeholder because this is so different color, but you know what? So what, right? And a different kind of butterfly. So yeah, the blue book added to the pile. Added to the pile. Okay. Now I want to work on my coincidences journal. I printed the story out for this. It's in the other room. And just do a jump cut. No, I should actually turn this off and start again. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I am such a very big slacker. This is clear back from July 7th, 2019. During my live stream, I mentioned I went to Mystic instead of Boston. Then I found my tickets to the Whaling Museum in the same live stream. I found these tickets in a box during the same live stream. Not planned, I promise. So July 7th, that was. This is July 11th of the same year. Do not rip like that. This one is concerning the word freezone, as in a little freezone of fear. It means a thrill in English. I heard it in an audiobook, which would have been by Louise Penny. I don't remember which one. On my commute, and then it was said several times in a documentary I was watching on Hulu. So, I mean, I'd never heard of the word. And then I hear it in the audiobook, and like right away, I hear it on the documentary. Should have mentioned which documentary it was and which book, but no, I told you, I'm a slacker. I slack. That's what I do. I don't have a visual for this one, just a word. So, should I put it over here? Yeah, might as well. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Okay. Poke salad. Okay, remember last year when I did the video, when I was trying to explain what happened and I kept getting interrupted and I had to keep doing my video over and over? Well, part of it was me talking to my neighbor Mike, and he was mad because he couldn't get rid of all the pokeweed out of his yard. He told me that during the time I was trying to video the story about the guy and the plant on my porch. Hey, I'll put that video up there. You should watch it. It's really funny. It wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny now. So anyway, that happened, and then at work, I sometimes look at articles that come up, you know, when you have a new page or whatever, and it recommends articles. That's how my computer is set up anyway. And Dig gave me an article about poke salad, which is made from poke weeds, which I actually have a picture of. So let's go ahead and glue this down. And where's my picture of poke weed? Oh, I didn't print it out. All right. So, allow me to go waste more paper. Where'd my thing go? I'll be right back. Okay, so this is pokeweed. We used to make ink out of these berries and pretend like we were in the Civil War. Yeah. I don't know how we knew that they used them in the Civil War, but we thought they did. So anyway, at the time when the plant gets this big, it's all highly poisonous. But I guess when it's young, if you boil it and throw the water out like 3 times, you can eat it. And people are like, well, who thought of that? I don't know. Desperate people. That's what it said. Desperate, starving people figured it out. And there was a song, Poke Salad Annie, Gator got the granny. I will also link that video, because how fun is that? Okay, I should write summer of 2019, but anyway, okay, this is a good one. I'm going to have to figure out, I should have thought about this when I was printing it. Anthony, okay. I borrowed, or I bought, I should say, one of Anthony Bourdain's cookbooks for my Kindle. Okay, good enough. I loved Anthony Bourdain. My heart is still broken, but I am at least able to watch him on TV now. He was on Master Chef one time. Anyway, he talked about making grilled cheese, and instead of butter or oil, he put mayonnaise. He used mayonnaise on his grilled cheese because it's high in oil content and it makes a really nice crust, turns it a good color. And I thought, well, that's cool. The very next day after I read that, because I couldn't wait to tell my boss because she hates mayonnaise, and I'm like, guess what? When you get a grilled cheese, it's probably got mayonnaise. And I don't know, because I'm mean like that. The next day, Yahoo had an article about freaking grilled cheese with mayonnaise. Never heard of it. read it in a cookbook, see it on Yahoo the very next day. Coincidence. Coincidence, I'm telling you. And I do have a picture. I cannot prove that this grilled cheese was made with mayonnaise, but I'm going to assume that it was. And I have tried it, and it works like a charm. It works like a charm. You cannot taste any difference. You cannot taste the mayonnaise at all. I don't know if it'll work with Miracle Whip. That seems a little sweet, so I'm probably not going to try it. So I always keep, you know, people are either mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. Well, I'm both. I keep a jar of both. Look at that. Okay, I listen to WPCD, Parkland Radio. Parkland is a junior college in Champaign where I work, and they play alternative rock, which I like. And I was listening to one of their shows, and they had some music, but they were it was a group of friends, because they let the kids that are in the radio program over there taking classes on radio, those are the DJs. So there was a group of them talking. Okay, this is another one of those that I didn't think about the size of it. Okay. Anyway, they were talking about a Netflix movie called The Boy. Have you seen it? The only reason I watched it, because I don't usually do horror stories, horror movies. But the girl was from The Walking Dead. She's Maggie on The Walking Dead. So I'm like, well, I want to see her, you know, in something else. So I watched the show, and it was disturbing. It was disturbing. So I had actually seen the movie. But I forgot that in the movie, her name was Greta. And they're saying, who names their kid Greta? You know, they're making fun of her name on this radio show. And later that night, I had a science fiction anthology book that I got from the library. And the story I started reading, her name was Greta. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta write that down. But I should have wrote the date down, but I didn't. But it was weird. I can't even remember the book now. Was it the best of science fiction? What was the book? I don't know, because I'm not very good at documenting, I guess, but I know it freaked me out. Should have wrote the name of that book down, but and hopefully I'll remember to separate these words better in the next set that I do. And here is Greta with The Boy. Supposedly this couple's boy had died, or I don't know. But it was a doll, and they went on a trip, and they asked her to take care of this doll, and she had to do it just so. Anyway, you should watch the movie. Also, there is a band called Greta Van Fleet that sounds just like Led Zeppelin. Maybe I'll link to that too. The boy. So, okay. One more strange, undocumented page. I'm going to cut this picture out first and let you guess who it is. No, it's not my sister Judy. Not this time. This is Pogo from the Umbrella Academy. And after I watched, I think I read the book first. I was reading a Dean R. Koontz book. Don't ask me the name. It had Milani, a girl named Milani in it. I can do that, I guess. One of the characters in the book, her boyfriend or wannabe boyfriend or whatever, he was a good guy. His name was Pogo. And Pogo's name was Pogo. And I just thought that was a coincidence, because how often do you hear the word pogo if it's not with pogo stick? So I counted it as a coincidence, because it was just weird. So Pogo met an untimely death in the show. He's still alive in the books, because I read another book later, like a sequel. Pogo's still alive and well in the book. And now, on Umbrella Academy 2, he is also alive. This one. It's confusing, but it's kind of a time travel thing, so if you haven't watched the Umbrella Academy, you should give it a shot. Season 2 was better than Season 1, in my humble opinion. Okay. Now, this is for later. Let me get rid of this paper. Look at my mess. Okay. This one is actually dated. Maybe I'll have to do this. Kurt Vonnegut. This is from March and April of 2020. Kurt Vonnegut kept coming up online. I would see memes about him. He wrote some books. Didn't he write Slaughterhouse-5? Which I did not know was a science fiction book. And then in a chat message on Messenger, Tammy Bowers brought him up, and that was the last straw. The last straw. He had to go in the book. Yeah, because Ray Bradbury wrote Fahrenheit 451. Kurt Vonnegut wrote Slaughterhouse 5, which I still haven't read, but which I should. Kurt Vonnegut. Like, I would go to random websites looking at something else, and there he would be. I'm like, what is up with this? Oh, well. Without coincidences, there would be no coincidence journal. I should put a sticky note on my computer monitor to make sure and separate my lines better when I write these in my Word document. I'm dreading going back to work. Haven't been there in a week. What am I going to find when I get there? I left Danny in charge of the plants. I hope at least they're alive. Have no visual picture to add to these, to this one. So this was at the beginning of the quarantine. So, a lot of people in Colorado Springs wearing their masks. You couldn't go in places. They would chase you out if you didn't have one. One place even made us wash our hands when we went in. And then they didn't give us a towel. Like, oh, you want us to touch your stuff now with our wet hands? Because we can do that for you. Okay. I'm going to quit. I'm going to fix my last two. And so I don't have to like rip them up like that. So I'll be back. Okay, this is a lame, very lame coincidence. It dated April 9th, 2020. On a video, I sang parts of Patsy Cline's Crazy, as in crazy, crazy for feeling so lonely. Right? I should get a picture of Patsy Cline. And the next day, my friend Cheryl posted that on Facebook, that same video. And I know she did not watch my video. It just was a coincidence. Coincidence. Okay, I'll find a picture of Patsy Cline, but this one just happened. Okay, I was bringing my plants in. I needed some room to put them, right? And I moved a pile of books and I found this book. And I didn't remember getting it. I probably got it at a bag sale and it just got put in a pile. Well, I had not checked my email yet. And I get free books and cheap books recommendations from bookbub.com. And lo and behold, in my BookBub, the same day I found this book was recommended to me. Tell me that's not a coincidence, because I know it is. It is totally a coincidence. I saved myself $2.99 by already having the book. and I'm reading it now, and so far it is pretty good, I must say. I'm anxious to see how it turns out. Should I throw some gesso on there? Just because, for something different. Why is it giving me those dendritic patterns? That's weird. Can you see them? That's not a coincidence, but it's weird. Okay. Let me get these uploaded. So that was pointless to put that paint. Oh well. That's the thought that counts. I will be more careful. I, Rebecca, promise to be more careful when I make my coincident things for my coincident books, right? Okay. I guess I'm going to tell my story on another video. Okay. I love you, and I'll see you later.